Back in 2023, while asking ourselves the classic question, where should we go this year, we decided to aim a little higher, and somehow found ourselves on the Adriatic coast, in Croatia. On one side, Dubrovnik, a city of historic streets, stone walls, and the sentence. They filmed Game of Thrones here, you know, repeated at least 17 times. On the other side, Split, where sunsets hit differently, walks turn into adventures, and a simple, let's just grab a coffee, somehow lasts 2 hours. This video is a short summary of the streets we got lost in, the unplanned but unforgettable moments, and the days filled with lots of walking and even more laughter. Sometimes we took way too many photos, sometimes we just stopped and watched the world go by, and sometimes we simply said, we're so glad we came. In short, this trip was a two-person adventure, full of laughs, a little tiring, but absolutely worth it. So here it is, our 2023 Dubrovnik and Split journey. If you're ready, we think it's the perfect time to press play. Imagine a city where even the stones tell stories. Walls flirting with the sea, laughter echoing through narrow streets, and views that shout, "Take my photo," at every corner. That's exactly how our Dubrovnik trip began. From the very first step, we felt like we had entered a time machine. Passing through the old town gate, Pile Gate, was like buying a ticket to the Middle Ages. Stone-paved streets, buildings standing proudly for centuries, and silent walls that seemed to say, I've seen a lot. Dubrovnik is not just a city, it is a living history book. The city's history goes back to the 7th century. Once known as the Republic of Ragusa, Dubrovnik was so powerful in maritime trade that it could even compete with Venice. A small city with a giant mind for diplomacy. It protected its freedom not with gold, but with intelligence and strategy. That's why there is a famous saying associated with Dubrovnik, freedom is not sold for all the gold in the world. And you can truly feel the spirit in every stone of the city. Of course, we couldn't just stand still. First stop, the city walls. Walking along the nearly 2-kilometer-long walls, we had the deep blue Adriatic Sea on one side and the red-tiled rooftops on the other. The view was so breathtaking that every 10 steps we stopped and said, wait, one more photo. Our phones ran out of battery before our feet ran out of energy. The walls once protected the city from pirates and invaders. Today, it feels like they are trying to protect it from the invasion of tourists. And honestly, it makes sense. Thanks to Game of Thrones and its King's Landing scenes, Dubrovnik has become a modern-day pilgrimage site. We couldn't resist reenacting a few throne battles ourselves. There was no throne, but there were plenty of dramatic poses. When we walked down to Straton Street, we felt the heartbeat of the city. This is Dubrovnik's main street, history during the day, romance in the evening, and fun at night. People sipping coffee at cafes, children chasing ice cream, tourists with stiff necks from taking too many photos. Everyone in the same frame, yet everyone with a different story.
Još jednom Dubrovnik za entrade, samo za...
As for writing, culture, and intellectual life, Dubrovnik was an important literary and scientific center in the Middle Ages. Its libraries, archives, and written documents make it one of the richest cultural heritage cities in the Balkans. Here, writing was not just about words, it symbolized freedom, independence, and knowledge. You could say that in Dubrovnik, the pen came before the sword. After Dubrovnik, when we were asking, can it really get any better, Split winked at us and said, wait, we're just getting started. The moment we set foot in Split, the city made it clear that it would serve history and fun on the same plate. A little Roman, a little Mediterranean, a little youthful, a little holiday town, perfectly mixed into something legendary. If Dubrovnik is a dignified queen, Split is the energetic prince. The heart of the city is Diocletian's palace. Imagine this, when the Roman Emperor Diocletian retired, he decided to build himself a palace by the sea, and today, people still live inside it, drink coffee there, shop there. So this is not a museum, it's a living piece of history. Our next stop is Split, a city where history doesn't stay behind glass, it lives with you. From the moment we arrive, Split feels different. It's relaxed, lively, and full of character. This is a city where Roman history, Mediterranean lifestyle, and modern energy come together naturally. If Dubrovnik feels elegant and timeless, Split feels young, vibrant, and full of life. At the heart of the city is Diocletian's palace. Built in the 4th century as a retirement home for a Roman emperor, it's now the center of everyday life. People live here, work here, drink coffee here. As we walk through its narrow streets, we're literally stepping through history, with ancient stone walls on one side and buzzing cafes on the other. Split doesn't separate the past from the present. History isn't something you only look at, it's something you walk through, touch, and experience. Every corner feels alive, every street tells a story. At the heart of the city is Diocletian's palace. Built in the 4th century as a retirement home for a Roman emperor, it's now the center of everyday life. People live here, work here, drink coffee here. As we walk through its narrow streets, we're literally stepping through history, with ancient stone walls on one side and buzzing cafes on the other. Split doesn't separate the past from the present. History isn't something you only look at, it's something you walk through, touch, and experience. Every corner feels alive, every street tells a story. Food is a big part of life in Split. Fresh seafood, simple ingredients, olive oil, lemon, and local wines define the flavors of the city. Everything feels honest, fresh, and deeply connected to the sea. Split is a city that invites you to slow down. It's not just about ticking landmarks off a list, but about enjoying the moment, walking, swimming, eating, and simply being present. Split isn't just a stop on the journey. It's a place you feel. And once you're here, it's hard not to want to stay a little longer. So that was Dubrovnik and Split. 2 cities, 2 completely different moods, 1 unforgettable journey. Dubrovnik showed us its fairy tale beauty, ancient walls, and timeless elegance. Split welcomed us with sunshine, energy, and a history that's still very much alive. We walked through centuries, swam in the Adriatic, ate way too well, and filled our cameras and hearts with unforgettable moments. From stone streets to turquoise waters, from quiet sunsets to lively promenades, Croatia gave us memories we'll be talking about for a long time. If you enjoyed traveling with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on the next adventure. Because the journey doesn't end here, it's only getting started. See you in the next video. Until then, keep traveling, keep exploring.